Chef RPG will be here in just a few months. It's coming to early access on September 12th, and today I want to go over what to expect when it launches. Maybe help you decide if the game's for you and whether or not you should jump in during early access. As the name implies, this is a life sim RPG where you take on the role of a brand new restaurant owner. Your main goal is to revive this rundown business, but how you do that is completely up to you. Go hunting and foraging for ingredients, buy them at the market, or grow them yourself, your choice. And of course, our relationships with the various characters who live and work in town will also affect our journey and provide us with new opportunities. Your restaurant's interior and menu will be completely customizable, and just look at how amazing all of this food looks. So, early access. When the game launches, it'll be in early access for about a year and a half, which puts the 1.0 release somewhere in the first half of 2026. I know that a lot of you don't want to wait that long, so here's everything that will be in the game come September. 3 main story acts that include more than a dozen multi-phase quests. Now this seems like a lot, but of course we won't really know what this looks like until the game is actually out. But considering that the main gameplay loop, running and upgrading your restaurant, seems to be kind of an endless endeavor, just like managing your farm is in Stardew Valley, we should be able to spend many hours in this world. It seems like the main things that'll be added prior to the full release is more story content and new areas in the game, along with, of course, bug fixes and balance adjustments. This is a very good sign that all of the core features and systems are already in the game, so it shouldn't feel like anything is really missing from the experience. The game's lead developer, Noah, has been documenting his progress here on YouTube for the past few years. One of the last big features he added was the questing system, and there's a dedicated video on the topic that I highly recommend you watch if you'd like to know more. Put simply, Chef RPG is trying to stray away from simple fetch quests that litter games these days. Instead, there'll be a mix of story beats, exploration, combat, and some of the game's other mechanics like cooking, fishing, and crafting. He took a lot of inspiration from old school RuneScape of all places, and is putting in the effort to make the main story feel satisfying and meaningful, not just padding the length out for the sake of it. To start off, players will have access to 2 restaurants that can be fully customized, which is honestly more than enough for me. I was under the impression that you'd only have 1, but the more the merrier, I suppose. And guess how many recipes there'll be? 240, and that's just what we're starting with. It almost seems like an excessive amount, but keep in mind that you can really create any type of restaurant that you want. A cozy coffee shop, a fancy steakhouse, a trendy vegetarian spot, and the game is called Chef RPG, so bring on the food. In order to prepare a dish, you'll have to complete a series of rhythm mini-games that go through each step of the process. I believe that you will be able to skip past them once you level up your skills enough, so you won't have to go through this every single time you make something unless you want to. To spice it up on the restaurant side of things, there will occasionally be special events, like hosting parties or getting reviewed by a food critic. So you may be encouraged to have certain types of dishes on the menu, or special decorations to earn more money, or even source higher quality ingredients to hopefully earn a 5-star review. But no matter what the critic thinks of your food, you can read about it in the newspaper, which I think is a very nice touch. You can also receive gifts in the mail, as well as give them to other characters. And there are over 20 major characters you can build up your relationship with, some who can be romanced, and more than 30 other minor characters. This is a lot, especially considering that new areas will be added during early access, which probably means more characters too. And these character portraits are just exquisite. The style of the game has come a very long way since we were first given a glimpse, and what initially drew me in was actually the design of the buildings. They're this mix of almost cyberpunk-like machinery, pipes, and gizmos, but with a kind of rustic, charming twist. Noah studied architecture before diving into game development full-time, and it absolutely shows here. Some of his videos I've enjoyed the most go into detail about the design of certain buildings and how their shape and layout affect the way that you move through and interact with them. And yes, every building you see here can be entered and explored, although some are probably locked behind a certain relationship threshold, if I had to guess. So all in all, the game will definitely have a lot to do when it launches. I obviously can't speak on how it performs or if it's even fun just yet, but it has been in a closed alpha test available to Kickstarter backers for at least a year. Hopefully this means that it skips a little bit of that awkward early access phase that a lot of titles go through. We still don't know how much Chef RPG will cost. It is coming first to Steam and later to Switch. I know that I'm looking forward to picking it up this fall and starting my very own culinary journey because I've been following this game for too long not to jump in as soon as I can. It really has been a good while since this type of life sim has gotten me this excited, and I think what did it for me is the focus on something other than farming. We very much can still plant our own crops, but a cooking system this detailed is something I don't think we've really seen except for maybe in Cooking Simulator and Cooking Mama. So I'll see ya in September, I suppose. But until then, you may want to check out some of the other cool games I've covered on here.